And in this video, we'll be talking about SEO. But what is SEO? It's basically a fancy word, as search engine optimization, for way to be found easily online and being optimized for the web, basically for search engines to be easier to find you and to rank better on the web. And SEO is important for being found easier on the web. And there's a few things that you need to consider when building your pages to make sure that you rank very well and get more of the traffic. So we'll be talking about that, and they're very, very, very simple. So you can do it everything yourself and you don't have to hire anyone. It's basically in half an hour or a lot less actually, you'll be able to do all that. And when building your pages, you have the conscious mind in actually optimizing your pages to be better for search engine optimization. So here is an example for some of the things that we'll be doing in this video is basically the meta title and the meta description. So these are the title and the description when you search something, for example, in Google. So in this case, when somebody searches for Tesla, it shows a headline, Tesla, electric car, solar and clean energy. So this is their meta title, and this is what we'll be adding for all our pages when they, show on Google, to have a really good, headline, a very good title, and then a description about, the meta description, which is slightly longer description of the page itself. So these are important to be well written, to be compelling, so because that will trigger people to click on them. And of course, it depends, you have to have some keywords inside which are important for your business in order to make sure that more people find your pages and you rank better in Google or other actually search engines, not just Google itself. So now we are back into the builder, and let's see where we add these SEO settings. So for every page, you can easily access the SEO by going into the website settings, and there you have the page SEO here. When you click on it, you open the page SEO section, which is the meta title, which we call page title, the meta description, like in Google that we explained that this is below the title itself. And you have the ability to add a social sharing image. So whenever you share this particular page, which in our case is the home page, it will show this image into, let's say, Facebook or Twitter or whatever you share this page with. So the meta title and the meta description are very important to have something compelling. Even when you share to, let's say, to Facebook, this will be the title and description that will be showing to your users as well. So here, always it's nice to have the name of your business, like the brand, and something like a pitch line, a headline, a few words in a small sentence that will be about your business and what you do. It is good, it is actually recommended to have like one of the keywords that are very important for your business. So let's say that you're a hairdresser, so you can say, the name of the studio and hairdressing, and maintenance, whatever it is. I don't know how to explain myself for this type of businesses. I'm not in that business, so that's why it is important for you to do it yourself. But whatever the keywords are important for your business, it is nice to have it in the meta title and description as part of the sentences, because that will rank you better in the search results when you have it there. So make sure that you have it here and in the description as well. And this orange line will actually indicate how long. You don't have to go over the length of the title and description. So let's just copy some text just to show you how long it should not go over. So this is okay, but if you go a bit more, it will go into red zone. So do not go over the red zone. So orange green is fine for the title and description. Of course, it's slightly bigger. So make sure you have compelling way, some call to action, a way to capture the attention, plus the keyword, because that was what actually people are searching for, and it's nice to have it inside. And the add to sitemap, when you have this checked in, that will be added to your sitemap, which is a way for Google to, or other search engines, to find you easier on the web. When they're looking at your website, they can see like a map. That's why it is sitemap, a map of all the pages on your website. So make sure that if you want a specific page to be found by the search engines, that you have this checkbox like this. And yeah, this is the meta title and description. You can do it for all your pages that you want to rank for. So you have to do it. It's important. It will take you, it depends on how many pages, of course, you have, a few minutes. But again, be conscious that it has to have some of the keywords important. Here we can have, get in touch, contact us for your next, hairdressing appointment or whatever, and some meta description as well, so that these pages can also rank in Google very well, or other search engines, of course. So this is about the meta title and description. Be compelling, has to be sentences, something that people can read, and have some of your keywords inside of them. Now, the other important things for SEO is how you structure your content in your pages. So having headlines and having when you edit, actually, let's start from there, that when you add any text into your pages, it's the text widget or the headline widget. So what is actually the difference between the two? The heading is usually used for these headings, not usually, but always, for headings throughout your design. So all these different, places where you have a headline, that's where you should use the heading widget. And the text is just the paragraphs all throughout your pages. What is the difference? Of course, there is a static difference that these are, bigger, bolder, etc. But what is the difference for SEO? So in your pages, you should have only one per page, an H1 tag. So this is like the most important, the most important headline for your page. And that's why every page with every template will be coming with this H1 tag. So for example, on our homepage, the hero section, that headline should be our H1. This is the defining, H tag, the defining headline for the whole page itself. So that's why it has to be something compelling, something that captures the visitor's attention, and you should have some of your keywords that are the key things about your business that people would be searching online. So make sure that you have it. You can play around with that. That's why, like in the first video is explained, what is the problem that you're solving. That's what usually people are looking for on the web, and we'll be talking in another video about how to see what keywords are being searched the most, etc. But yeah, this is how it is, and from here you can also adjust what kind of a H tag it is. And why it is important? Because that basically tells the search engine when they're visiting your pages which are the key things. So this is the main thing. Then you have your services as H2, for example. And this is basically creating a map for each page itself and the structure of it. And this is important for SEO. It might sound, too sophisticated, too hard. No, it's just organization. Make sure that you have just H1, one per page. Make sure that you have in your H tags in general keywords important for your business. But of course, here you just have your services, so that will also be found by the search engine as part of your whole thing. So for somebody that searches for a specific service, it will be higher in priority because it is H2 or H3, for example. And this way you can basically you're mapping your page and what is the importance of the headlines, and make sure that you throughout your design, throughout the headlines and the text themselves, have these important keywords in the page. That will help when, for example, Google and the bots from Google, the crawlers, come into your page. That will help people to actually, not people, but will tell them that this page actually contains all these keywords, and it will up the rank in the search engines this way. Of course, there's so many different factors to rank, so just by having a really well optimized page is the first and amazing step. That will put you up front more than like probably 95% of your competitors. But still, for keywords that are very competitive for the market, that's great start, but it will not put you right on the first page. It depends on the competitiveness, but if it's a very competitive, there is other factors as well. And one of those factors, so here again you can do all this optimization throughout the whole thing. One of these factors is actually when somebody visits your pages, how much time they spent on that page. This is one of the factors that is not so much talked about, but it is very key. So for example, in Google, when you rank for, let's say, hairdresser, and when somebody clicks on your page, and if they basically bounces when somebody visits and just closes right away or go back, that means that they visited your page, they found it for a specific keyword, they visited your page, but I guess they didn't find what they were looking for. And these search engines, they're very smart, so they know, okay, obviously this result wasn't very good. They know which, basically they see, all right, they spent only 5 seconds, that must be something that is not very good for our audience, for this keyword. So they'll rank you down because of that. And that's why we make these videos, and that's why we help you to make pages that are very compelling, to capture their attention when they visit your page, that they can browse down and find different services, go to other pages. These are all factors that first of all help people get engaged with your pages. Second of all, that will help you rank better on the web, because that shows search engines that you are the right website for whoever is searching that specific thing. So make sure that you have follow our tips to create really compelling pages, and organize your H tags and texts and meta title and descriptions, like we discussed, to be according to these standards, because that will really put you ahead of 95% of your competitors, because a lot of people do not have these tips, or they haven't optimized their pages like this. And this is a platform that helps you do everything really simple. As you can see, you don't need anybody. This will make sure that your website is ranking better than 95% of all the websites on the web. So just make them, it wouldn't take you more than 5-10 minutes basically. Probably if you think of some headlines and if you have a lot of pages, that might of course impact more, because the content, as you know, is king. So make sure that your content is very good, and you can always keep on optimizing your content, try different things, because it is important to have variations and test out different things. And actually we'll be talking about text and A/B testing in another video. But this is the general thing about SEO. Another final thing is about images. It is good when you have those image widgets. When you double click them, in the settings you have the out description. So this is again for this specific image to be easily found by the search engines. When somebody searches for, let's say, hairdressing or whatever, you can have actually not just a single word, but a few words here, like a small sentence explaining the image. But again, make sure that you have some of your keywords inside. Basically, when somebody searches for a keyword and they go into the images portion of, let's say, Google, they can see the image, and through the image they can also visit your website. So don't underestimate it. That can also have some real good traffic for you. If you have some really cool images of your own, that is another way to optimize your pages, and also that's also puts your rank up front, because that basically makes a map of all the images that you have on the page. And when you have keywords, again, it is good for your ranking. There is many different factors, but they add up, and they create your website being ranked very well. So make sure that you also do that for your images. Just a few word description, or even in some cases 1 word description might be enough about your images. So that's basically it for SEO. To summarize, the meta title and description for all the pages. The social sharing, it doesn't have to be to every page. If you want to share the same image throughout all the pages, you can just add it from website settings, and you have here the social sharing image as well. So you can just add it from here. The website title is also nice to be something about the business, like the business name, and basically like your homepage to have the same like punchline, elevator pitch basically in a sentence about your business. And that's about it. And make sure you organize your content with the H tags. Never forget, only one H1 into the page, and use H2, H3s, H4s on some places, and keywords being integrated into your content, so that people of course, but also search engines, to know that this is the right content for these keywords to which you want people to find you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and let us know what you think about this, and talk to you in the next video.